Battery mate, hello, it's Julian. I thought I'd ring you, it's probably quicker. So I'm not using external power, I'm just using the batteries built into the live view. Alright, okay, I'll plug that in now. Shall we see if that makes a difference? And yeah, no problem. Have you got anything through though? You're not getting anything at the moment. Oh, you've got vision. Alright, okay, that's cool. Right, I'll plug my power in then. Alright, nice one mate. Bye. guy down. He's coming up, man. Before you come up, can you do me a favour? Can you plug this mic in for me down here?
Yeah, where?
Alright, so you see the lead there?
Yeah.
I'll grab that for you if you want.
Alright, thanks, mate.
Put it there.
Yeah.
Alright, so you see the end of the lead down there? That it needs to be. You plug it into there. Can you see the mic? It's here. Mic's here.
Yeah.
There.
Mic is there.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, no worries.
Where
do you want me to hang it?
Maybe just where that over the fence and where that box is there. See that box?
Not the greatest technical person of all time, though.
You'll get it.
You, mate.
You'll get it.
Right, so you want it there?
I would just, if you lower it down onto the box, so that people can't see it. Yeah. Even onto the ground if it's easier, to be honest. Because last week I had kids saying things they shouldn't have said into it.
Yeah.
There we go. That'll do. At least we're close, a bit close to it. Cool. Good
we
stuff.
don't need that, do we? We're right.
No. Is it just you tonight?
I thought Chris might be coming, the boss.
All right.
I haven't heard from him yet.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to go.
All right. Jonathan coming up?
Yeah. I'll be all right, mate. I think. Yeah. Wish I'd have bought the top. I forgot. I thought I had it in the car.
Right.
Anyway.
I've got a spare.
You haven't, have you? Of course you have.
Not here.
Of course you have. You're a pom. Well, I mean that in a nice way. You know what I mean. It's always cold over there.
It's in the car.
No, don't worry about it. I'll be right.
But I can get it for you at half time if not.
I also forgot to bring my bloody belt, so these bloody things. Oh mate, bit disorganised. Even though I'm ready to go, this is shit. This is not good. We're onto it though, Julie.
We're all right. We're good. Do you want to use your mic or do you want to use mine? Because mine's got the fluffy on it.
And I do have one in the car, which it's a bit late now. I've got my own name on my own sock, but I just didn't bring it with me. Oh look, what do you want to do?
That into there? Yeah. I reckon that might be better just for the wind.
I want to have a headset so I can use my binoculars.
Yeah,
I've got a headset.
All right, so this is yours down here. Just got to sort out my lead for my headphones. I hope nobody else comes because the amount of space is ridiculous. Anyway, right, so that's yours. Don't forget that. There. Now, just got to sort out my headphone lead.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not really a tea drinker. My parents.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
No, my father. And he was a £10 pom, and he came out here and he said, "Oh, we'll go into the service station. Oh, I'd love a cup of tea." And the bloke said, "How do you want it?" He said,
"Give me the tea bag."
He said, "Just drop it in and drop it out." "What do you mean?" "What, like rusty water?" The old man said, "Yeah, that's right." So Mum would use his tea bag because she liked it strong. So they used to share the same tea bag.
Oh, yeah,
you could use his for a week.
Still keeps the tea. Not for a week, but for the day. Mum and Dad would.
Jack Russell, the English cricketer, very good player. Wicketkeeper, used to use the same tea bag for a whole test match.
Right.
Very strange man, they reckon. Very strange. Painted too. Very, very, very. Good evening. It's round 5 of the Senol NPL women's competition, and Spring Hills with a big win last week, their biggest win of the season, their biggest win since they came back into this competition last year, 6-1 over bottom team Bentley Greens, means they've risen to 4th on the table, and they take on Preston Lions, who started so promisingly last week against Burundara Carey Eagles, who are top of the table, scoring the first goal but then conceding the next 4. So they suffered their biggest defeat. Level's good? with Malloy. Has an opponent putting pressure as she looks to find a way through. Nice ball. Couldn't quite find her teammate Olsen. Headed away by the Spring Hills team. Anderson gets it down. Close to the line. Kept alive once more by Preston. And they go back and they share in their defensive area. Just outside the 18-yard area. Edwards getting it from Malloy. Through ball was a good one. Taken on by Preston, and a couple of players getting boots to ball there, including the skipper in Georgia Henderson. Spring Hills a chance, and they had a little bit of a half chance just outside the 18-yard area, and it was a wedged ball which didn't find the target, and Ibrahim is there to clean up. Does well to find her teammate in Murphy from Stringfellow, working Tobarn through the middle of the pitch, ball down the left-hand side, getting goal side to Teller. She's there, gets worried out of it though on this occasion. Good play by Murphy, who scored an early goal in the season, the first goal of the season for Spring Hills. Back to Tobarn. Tobarn under some pressure, gets pushed down late. Back to one of their defensive stars. Labno scored a goal in their 6-1 victory last week. Through ball now to Murphy. Murphy heading close to the byline. Will she keep it alive? No. But her defender was goal side, so it was going to be hard work again for her to curl that back into a dangerous location. 0-0, opening couple of minutes. Senol NPL Women's Competition, round 5. These two teams met twice last year. One win to Spring Hills and a draw in the other match early in the season when Spring Hills had 4 draws from 9 matches. Good turnover and a shoot and a miss by Clark, who scored 3 times this year, as she did well to put a bit of pressure on her opponent, get goal side and have a shot from outside the 18-yard area as they turned it over inside their attacking half. Spring Hills cleared at the back. Edwards. Herahusen, the goalkeeper, finds Malloy now. Malloy looking to charge out of defence. Couple of opponents putting pressure on her. Goes down the left-hand side. Turnover again, though, by Spring Hills. Tobarn got a little boot in that. Had it taken off her. And then they work hard to get it at halfway. Spring Hills. Anderson involved. Couldn't get proper control of it. Comes back from Sarto. Goes down now on the left-hand side. Here's an opportunity for Olsen. Olsen pokes it to the top of the 10-yard box. Cleared by Stringfellow of Spring Hills. Gets it down again towards Anderson, who wasn't able to control it. Turnover inside the attacking half for the Preston Lions. They now have an opportunity to set up here. Yamada does well. A little pass out wide. Her teammate goes down. Should nearly be a free kick. It's not given to Olsen. I thought she was put down front on and crudely. Anderson gets a little boot to ball for Spring Hills into the middle of the ground, but in the road. Right on halfway for the Royals was Edwards. Could have almost been a handball against Tobarn of Spring Hills. Got a high, but the ref deemed it didn't quite touch her arm. And heads down that right-hand side to Anderson now. Under pressure from Malloy, who's goal side, and pushes it over the sideline. They've scored a goal in every game this year, Preston Lions, and one of the goals was an own goal in their loss to Box Hill. 2 goals to Percy, who was their leading goal scorer last year with 10. And a goal to Massey. Throw back in to the 18-yard area, headed away by the defence of Preston. Under some pressure. They push it back. Kalic did well. And they've got it again defensively. Looking to set up, to go across the face now. Taking it in her 10-yard box, the goalkeeper Herahusen. And she finds her teammate now in Edwards. Edwards does well, under pressure. Sinclair's there for company, has to go back. And in the end, Herahusen just slips the right foot into it, towards halfway. Headed from behind by Stringfellow for Red Hill. Percy, who's the class act. She's on the ball now for the Preston team. Got it to her teammate, who nearly turned it over then into Teller. Eventually she did. And back now to Darkich. Miss Reliable in the middle of the pitch. Spring Hills at centre back. Goes to the right-hand side towards Anderson. Couldn't quite control it. Had it whipped away. Through ball. Good play by the Royals on this occasion. but they get it back. Spring Hills to defend stoutly through Ibrahim. Loose ball now to Anderson. Anderson tries to head it down and control it at halfway. Gets it back. Under pressure. Well done by Clark combining with her. Turnover though. Push forward by Detella. Valentino Percy puts down her opponent as she was behind Labno, who had done the right thing then, Labno, in being between herself and the goalkeeper. And Percy was trying to get in front of her and just brought her to ground, and it was an obvious free kick. So Labno, such an important member of this side, will take the free kick just outside the 18-yard box. Might have been a professional free kick in a lot of ways then by Valentine Percy. He's played a lot of football in Europe and scored 2 of their 4 goals so far this year for Preston Lions. Hacked away from the Labno kick by Edwards of the Lions. Through ball's a good one. But turned over at the back by Toban, the hard-working midfielder for Spring Hills, the American. Down now to Sato. Sato to Darkish. Long ball. Believing her 18-yard area to head it away as the goalkeeper, Hera Houston, for Preston. But Clark is there, winning it at ground level. The American special player turns Popovich in the long sleeves inside out. Goes wide now to Murphy. Murphy's pushed out by her opponent, Detella, outside the 18-yard area. Murphy under pressure, then Detella gets a nice boot in that and defends stoutly. But it will be Spring Hill's ball inside their attacking half. We've played nearly 8 minutes. Senol NPL Women's Round 5 match. Headed to the back. She's under pressure here, Malloy. Arriving late was Clark, who's so dangerous. Scored 3 goals for Spring Hill so far this year, the American. And then it's over the sideline. And it's going to be a Preston ball. Murphy was shoved out of that. It was clever play by the Preston defence to win control of that. Throw down the line now. Trying to control it at her bootlaces. Massey does well. Has a teammate helping her out in defence. This is Detella, who threw it originally. Gets a hurried boot to ball, but has it turned over at halfway. Sato does well. Gets it now to Murphy. Murphy under pressure. Had it picked from her by Henderson, the captain of Preston. The AFL goalkeeper, goal umpire, I should say. She's umpired 2 AFLW Grand Finals. Olivia Henderson as well, so very talented in a number of areas of sport. They tried to get control of that, but they weren't able to there. Massey, and she had controlled it initially and then put it over the sideline. Won by Spring Hills, and then Detella saw that Sinclair was the intended target right in front of our commentary position, so she's hacked it over the sideline, and it will again be a Spring Hills ball in front of the great man Julian, my cameraman, with me tonight. He's brought his cup of tea, thermos of tea, being a well-known Englishman. Turnover at halfway. Through ball comes from the Preston team through Massey. Good ball to Popovich. Had it, though, taken away from her by Toban, who slipped over, then still got a little boot to ball for Spring Hills. Here's Sinclair, who's so dangerous. Kept the ball shoving along, but a lot of white shirts and red shorts get back for the Preston Lions to defend stoutly. Edwards, one of those, but a poor pass. Getting in the road, Sato. Tried to get it inside the 18-yard box. Nice header by Edwards. Then flicked it wide by Detella of the Preston Lions. Toban under pressure. Goes back now to Labno. Labno and Toban. 2 of the 3 Americans combine nicely. There's a third one, Clark. Charging onto it now for Spring Hills. Goes for a pass in the direction of Anderson. Had to turn away. Here's Sinclair getting in the road. She got shoved off it on the edge of the 18-yard area. Chance for Clark now. And Clark off balance. Has a crack, but it slews away and over the byline. 10 minutes into the first half. Something's cooking in the social club rooms. You can see the smoke. It's safe, though. It smells good. Is it a souvlaki? I think it might be. Someone will tell me anyway. I might have to have a look at that a little bit later on. I've had my pasta at my local pasta shop in Williamstown. Beautiful, but I could have something else a little bit later on like the girls will. A lot of work to be done out here, though, as Percy wins it from a lovely long ball from her teammate in Malloy and then controlled it at her feet. Popovich, through ball again, back to Percy, so good on the ball. Has a teammate, Popovich, in the long sleeves. Wins possession now to Henderson in the blue boots. Back to Popovich again. Through ball in the direction of Olsen, who's starting to be a lawyer. Born in Thailand, starred in New Zealand. Now to Malloy. Malloy a through ball. Taken off her, though, at the back by Darkic. Wants a little bit more support. And they get it through the Spring Hills play, but it's all red shirts right on the edge of halfway who are there to stop any moves forward. Malloy sharing with Edwards. Olivia Edwards, good through ball. Picks out the talented Massey, who scored a goal this year as well. Turns one opponent inside out, not the strong figure of Clark, who wins it back off her. Gets it to Toban. Toban a through ball. Here's Sinclair. Sinclair over the top of the goalkeeper, who was well outside the 10-yard box, but she had too much on it, Alex Sinclair. She normally finishes, but on that occasion, the superstar not able to. 0-0. 12 minutes gone in the first half. Opportunity goes begging for Spring Hills. Dan Lonergan with you tonight. Great pleasure to be here. Round 5 of the season. Third home game in a row for Spring Hills, and I know when Tom Markowski, the coach, saw me tonight, he said, "Not you again. We can't win when you're commentating us here at home." Maybe third time lucky. But Preston in 10th need a win as well. After winning their first game, haven't won since. Here's Stringfellow down the line as they've won possession for the ball going out Spring Hills, but Murphy, who applied a trade at Alamein, not able to control it. Here's to Teller again, headed by Henderson. Down to Percy, back to Henderson, through ball, no one on the end of that. And getting back is Stringfellow to the goalkeeper, Ibrahim. Ibrahim does well, nice little ball, but Murphy, who got it on the edge of her boot, wasn't able to control that, couldn't trap it, and it's going to be a Preston ball. To Teller again, winning possession, socks high, lovely, resplendent, off pink and purple boots. In the road though, Labno, she hacks it away, out to the outer side now, kept alive by the Royals. And here's Olsen, turns her opponent inside out, dribbles to her own advantage on the edge of the 18-yard box, but she wasn't goal side. They had defenders at the back. Darkic was there to help the goalkeeper out. Ibrahim got a boot on that. Back though to the Royals, getting a fair bit of the ball inside their attacking half. Deep in their attacking half. Back Popovich finds Malloy. Malloy goes inside again. Popovich to Edwards, sharing it nicely. Right on halfway now, Olivia Edwards. Little pass again to Popovich. Popovich back now, and Edwards, they're just sharing the ball at the moment like you would in the backyard or in the school ground. Good ball, the Stringfellow tried to knock it away just outside the 18-yard area with her boot. Couldn't get complete control of it. Sinclair does though from a pass from Murphy. Murphy runs into trouble. Good pressure applied by Massey of the Preston team. Good football at the moment, and again, well done Sinclair. Gets the ball through the body of her opponent Popovich down to the very talented Clark. Opponents around her now. Malloy meets her now. She lobs over the top on her own Murphy, the left-hand side, but she's deemed to be offside. Clever by Clark. When Clark and Sinclair get it for Spring Hills, it's great to watch, and that's something that Preston will need to keep an eye on, no doubt. Giving them too much space with their brilliance and their ability to just find holes anywhere. Hera Hoosen, who started her career at FV Emerging, I should say, no longer existing, of course. Here is Malloy. She shares it with her and Edwards. Back to Malloy and Popovich. And Edwards again. Olivia Edwards. And Malloy. Through ball, quite good. Popovich couldn't take it cleanly. Labno's at the back. Cleans it up again like a janitor. Trying to get boot to ball was Darkic. Just got a little touch on it. Down to her teammate Clark, who's put down, and she'll receive a free kick just inside the defensive half for Spring Hills. Just controlling more of the ball at the moment. A little bit more of the territory too. But there's a lot of parry and thrust in the first 15 and a half minutes of this encounter. Round 5 of the Senol NPL women's competition for season 2026. High ball, no one on the end of that. And then Hera Hoosen was sort of caught napping at the back and realised that's coming to me. Luckily, I've got my defenders goal side, and no one can nip in for Spring Hills. She gives it to Edwards. Popovich. Too much on it.
Next one.
Wearing the long sleeves and the lovely red and white boots, or bright red boots. Here's Stringfellow at her 4th NPL club. Little ball down to Clark. Very clever ball by Margot Clark. Down to Sarto. Sarto to Toban. Toban down the left-hand side and coming out of her goalkeeping area and almost hitting me in the head off the side of the boot. I'm, of course, standing up here with the great man Julian doing the commentary and the scaffolding. As she cleared that, then Ibrahim was well over the sideline. I'm important, Gemma. Don't hit me. Not that important. Here's the teller. Little ball down now in the direction of Massey. Massey does well to stop Clark from getting near it and goes back to Popovich looking to go forward. As she also had a defensive pass in the direction of her teammate there in Malloy. And now back to Massey. Massey to Detella. Detella to Popovich, who just slams it on the right boot. In the road, though, is Ladno. Trapped it and then got it away from imminent danger. And then a header from Toban has conceded it back to Preston Lions and Detella in front of our commentary position. Orange and purple boots she's wearing, actually. For anyone who's interested in that. Nice little header by Stringfellow, and then Percy wasn't able to control it. She's so important, though, to this side. For their 10 goals last year, leading goal scorer. One of 12 players that scored goals for Preston. And now it is in the commentary box. But everything's all right. The gear's fine. Not that it matters. We're 18 minutes into the first half. Here's Stringfellow. As long as Julian's all right, don't worry about me too much. I'm a nobody. It'll be thrown back into play. Detella. Stringfellow. Clark. Sarto turned over brilliantly by Percy. Pass now getting on goal side and staying onside is Massey. Tries to turn her opponent inside out. Good defence by Stringfellow, who got back just in the nick of time. Cleared the 18-yard area. Clark is there, loses her feet. Another talented player, Percy, is there. Kicks into bodies. Well done, Toban. Good effort by Spring Hills to get away from there. Sinclair a pass out wide. May have been brought down. The ref said no, keep going. Good play by Anderson. Now to Clark. Beats a couple, passes out wide to Murphy. Murphy, though, still has an opponent on goal side, and Detella. Good curling left foot ball, but a great save in the teeth of the goal mouth by Hera Houston. That was good football by Spring Hills. Dangerous then, but Preston was set up well enough at the back to avoid conceding a goal. They were certainly the better side last week in the first half against Burundara, but it fell away in the second half. 0-0 at the moment, nearly 20 minutes played. Here's Anderson winning control of the ball inside the attacking half for Spring Hills. Couple of opponents on a hammer and tack. Goes back now to Darkage, the reliable defender. Started her fine career at Western United. Knocked on again by Sinclair, back to Darkage, a long high ball, but comfortably saved on the edge of the 10-yard box by Hera Houston, the goalkeeper of Preston. To Edwards. Yamada. And that's a great piece of work. Backheel pass through the middle of the park now. Setting something up. Well done, Olsen. Valentino Percy shoots but didn't really connect from outside the 18-yard area. They left her a bit of room, those Spring Hills, and she just couldn't quite get enough on it. And it's comfortably cleaned up at the back by the goalkeeper, Ibrahim. Remains 0-0. Bouncing ball. Sinclair has an opponent on a hammer, Popovich, and she just showed her a clean pair of heels. Good pass in the direction of Clark. Dribbling her way into a position to shoot. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Clark! She dominated magnificently, and she has found the left-hand corner. Hera Houston was there to try and stop it, but some brilliance from the environmental scientist from America, Margot Clark. That is a sensational goal. Spring Hills 1, Preston 0, 20 minutes into the first half. We've seen some good goals this year, but that'll be very hard to beat. Chanel, round 5 of the NPL football competition for Football Victoria. Brilliant play by Margot Clark. You are a star. And that's 4 goals for the campaign.
Let's go, Preston, come on.
Cleared by Preston, but again, getting back. Sarto does well, been solid in defence. The last few matches I've seen her play. Here's Clark again. Toban runs onto it. Goes for a through ball. Couldn't quite control it. Clark a little ball again, but chipping in at the back. Good effort by the Preston team. Yamada, who scored twice last year, combines with a number of defenders, all trying to help out. Nothing they could do then with Clark weaving and magic and getting around opponents and getting it past Herahusen. Now here's Henderson. Henderson with a through ball, but Detella's not there. She wasn't quick enough. It's chopped off by the reliable Labno. Finds Clark again. Good little ball to Toban. The three Americans all involved in that exchange. Turned over though halfway. Malloy of Preston. Good ball towards Popovic. Popovic to Valentino. Controls it superbly. Tried to get it to Detella. Lovely intercept header by Stringfellow of Spring Hills. Has a couple of goes at that. Gets it down towards Toban. Toban to Clark. Has Edwards right with her. She manages to arch her back and keep her away. Through ball comes from Sarto once more. Had an opponent bearing down, but it's cleaned up at the back by Herahusen. Malloy, Edwards for Preston. Arriving Massey. Back now to Edwards. Edwards does well. Concedes some territory. Herahusen. Malloy. Started her football journey in New Zealand. Gets it to halfway. Percy again. They're hanging off it like a cheap suit. Got to come up with a better saying than that one, though. Say it every week. I like it, though. Here's Edwards. Down now to Malloy. No one else might, though. Malloy down the left-hand side. Through ball again. Stringfellow's on goal side. She should be able to control that. She does. Even though she puts it over the sideline, it allows the team to set up defensively. And it'll be Yamada with the ball for the Preston Lions. Gets it inside the attacking half. Not able to control it. Was Massey. And eventually the Spring Hills team, just under a little bit of pressure, close to the byline, near where the school is, as they're defending at that end in this half, have to put it over the sideline and concede it. Again, their defenders get back and make it pretty tough for the Preston Lions side to do anything there and get any movement going. But they have the ball deep in their attack. They're under some pressure here. Here's a chance for a shot at goal. They couldn't clear it, and it goes through. Preston Lions, terrible play by Spring Hills, and it allowed Popovic to run onto it. And I don't know what they were doing with that throw and trying to defend it, then Spring Hills. And Popovic just saw a loose ball inside the 18-yard box and put it away and said, this is like training. 1-1.
Let's go.
24 minutes play, just trying to work out what went wrong there. Didn't have a lot of room to work with in Preston Lions, but they found a way. And Popovic just was on her own. It's a terrible defence by Spring Hills, normally pretty good at that. So we're all even again, 1-1. And they keep their record alive of having scored a goal in every game so far this year, even if the game against Box Hill was an own goal by Box Hill. It's still a goal. Here's Malloy. Edwards. Percy kicks into the body of Labno. That'll be a great battle between two robust, solid players. Two of the best in the comp. Oh, that was a bad pass by Edwards! And then she'd been made pay by Clark, who took it outside the 18-yard area and put it away to the left-hand corner. And even though Herahusen saw it coming in that direction, it got past her. Bad error by Edwards, who's a very good player. Well met by Clark. She's got a brace already, and we're only at the halfway mark of the first half. And it is now Spring Hills 2, courtesy of Margot Clark, and Preston Lions 1. Bad error by Edwards, like it was at the other end by the Spring Hills defence. Leaving players loose, particularly a good player like Clark, who can score, and she scored both the goals outside the 18-yard area. 2-1. Massey trying to win it, had 3 opponents around her. Did very, very well to work her way through it. I reckon Tobarn was holding on to it, not once, twice, but 3 times a lady, in the words of Tom Jones. No doubt about that. She tagged her once, she tagged her again, and then she actually brought her down. But it took the umpire until the 3rd time to actually blow the whistle, the ref, and he was right next to her. Edwards. Long ball, Malloy. Getting out Percy, too long for her. And over the byline. But an entertaining match so far. Nearly 27 gone in the first half. It's 2-1. Ibrahim shares it with Darkic. Miskicks it. Getting a little boot on that was Popovic, the goal scorer. Olsen, through ball again. Percy, magnificent. But then a player was offside. Percy was just superb at that deft touch inside the 18-yard area. It kept them rolling and running. Olsen not quite able to finish it off. And here Tom Markowski's always talking. His team have started this year pretty well in 4th position going into this round. Sinclair got a little header on that opposed to Popovic. Tobarn, the defensive midfielder, is in the road as Lions try to win control of it. And now they win control of it. The brilliant Percy beat Tobarn. She now has an opportunity to get control of it here. She's in the 18-yard area, but opponents are around her and worry her out of it. One back again, though, by the Lions. Getting a little pass there was Massey, and then a very high ball, which missed by a long, long way. By Kalic, as she was outside the 18-yard area, but had just too much on it. And an opportunity goes begging. Both teams, though, look dangerous every time they do go forward, and their final third work quite good tonight. Early in the season, we've seen teams, particularly one team, struggle with their final third work. Last time I saw Spring Hills here, that was their big issue. They were down 1-0. Here's Olsen down the left-hand side. Nice ball to the top of the 10-yard box, controlled by Percy. A shot at goal across the face. Was a good attempt. But again, Percy, brilliant when she gets control of it and can just, with that very solid frame, control the ball in front of her and deft touch her way out of trouble. But unfortunately, not able to control herself was Massey to finish it off. Remains 2-1. Here's Clark. Under pressure. Worried out of it brilliantly by Massey, but Clark is able to get it back again. Good player to Tobarn. Turnover again inside the attacking half. Massey will shoot. What was she doing? She could have gone to the player out wide, her captain in Henderson, but she decided, I'm going to have an absolute crack at this, and kicked it off the side of the boot, which Georgia Henderson would see a lot in the AFLW as a very good goal umpire, having umpired 2 AFLW grand finals, including last year, competition dominated by North Melbourne. Their senior side, of course, kicking off their campaign in the AFL this week. Back into play, Ibrahim, low and flat for Spring Hills. Headed by Detella. Murphy's with her. Did she keep it alive? No, over the sideline. 2-1 in favour of Spring Hills. Clark has got a brace. 2 magnificent goals. And then a poor error in defence by Spring Hills. Saw a goal in the middle of that. And finished up by Popovic. Here's Valentine Percy again. Brilliant ball to Henderson. Henderson goes wide once more to Olsen. Olsen now will look to shoot. Couldn't get enough on it. Ricochets away. Cleared at the back by Sato, who is the most defensive field player, if you like. Protecting Jenna Ibrahim in the goal. Well inside the 18-yard area. And she was able to get it away, and they just weren't able to put together enough passes. Percy's the one that is very deft. They need someone to finish it off. They're keeping good control on her, but every now and again when she gets hold of that ball, Valentine Percy, and with her magnificent footwork, she's great to watch. Percy. Here's Clark. Through ball. Murphy. In the middle of the pitch. Popovich. Here's Lavno, low and flat. Cleared at the back by Yamada. Good play now by Massey. Out wide now to Yamada. Yamada goes back now. Controlled by Kalic. Now in the middle of the park. Good work, Popovich. To Edwards. Not sure where to go. She's a bit hesitant. And it's stopped at the back, hacked away on the half volley by Sato down to Toban. Toban now goes through, but only as far as Yamada cutting it off for Preston inside the defensive half. They're down 2-1. Good play by Malloy. And now to Popovich. Great touch by Percy again. Here's Massey charging through out to the left to Olsen. Has Stringfellow for company. Tries to push herself in a good position, but Stringfellow is magnificent the way she guarded the goal line, and Olsen wasn't able to get any balance whatsoever in putting together a decent shot then, and they were able to concede a corner kick. We're in the 33rd minute. Low and flat. Slapped away.
Yes.
To the edge now. Ball comes back in again. Oh, Valentine Percy scored the goal. Even though Jimmy Ibrahim had taken it cleanly, I reckon Valentine Percy shoved her, forcing the ball out of her hand. After it was lobbed in by Preston Lions, I think when you look at it, it's got to be a free the way of Spring Hills. Can't possibly be a goal. How can it possibly be a goal when she had control of it and she virtually had it pinched off it by Percy? Clever play by Percy, but is it legal? I would have thought not. It's a goal. Alexander Sinclair, the captain, is remonstrating. Now, I'm absolutely perplexed by that. I can't understand. It was a good lob in by Preston. Ibrahim took it, I thought, cleanly. And I'm sure that Percy had knocked into her, forcing the ball out of her hands. And she put it away to make it 2-2. So her third goal for the Campaigns. On the scoreboard, I'm not sure it should be there, but anyway it is. 2-2. Malloy. Could be a high-scoring game, this. Anderson, under pressure. Yamada, back to Malloy, been good at the back. Could feature in the votes the way she started. We are 34 minutes into the first half. He goes back now to Lavno. Lavno, long ball. Intercepted nicely by Yamada, having a good few minutes here, Preston. Here's Percy again, just bullocking away through with nice clean touches, and then gets involved in another one as Toban couldn't clear it from her, then kicks into the body. Taken out the back by Toban. Toban down the right-hand side for Spring Hills. And it will end up out of play. And the Lions getting a good look at the moment. 2-2. Good contest so far. Clark has scored twice for Spring Hills. Popovich and Percy very controversially have also found the back of the net for the Preston Lions team. Well played though by Sinclair as she works her way down the right-hand side. Beat a couple of opponents, gets at the top of the 18-yard area. But in the road is Edwards. She chips in and clears it for the Preston Lions. Couple of players overrun it though. Unfortunately for the Preston Lions, and Spring Hills get it back inside their 18-yard area, nearly the 10-yard box. Springfellow missed the clearing ball from Horahoosen. Here's Olsen. Olsen now a through ball back to Valentine Percy. Does well to shove off Ladno. Gets it now to Henderson. Henderson a look away pass. Put a teammate Massey under some pressure. Good ball now out in the direction of Kalic. Kalic is on the right-hand side. She'll look to lob it in. Headed away nicely. Good defence by Darkic, who had Ibrahim right with her for Spring Hills. But it's at halfway. And again, Malloy's there to tidy up for the Preston Lions. Down now in the direction of Popovic. Popovic gets support in Kalic, who's shoved down by Murphy. And she picks out a free kick for the Lions. It's 2-2. And we're in the 37th minute of the Senol NPL Women's Round 5 contest. Here's Edwards. Malloy. Kalic also involved. A turnover at the back by Stringfellow. Did well to Anderson down the right-hand side, but nothing on the end of it for Spring Hills in the defensive half. For the Preston team was Malloy, but her pass was a little bit lazy. Kalic gets it back now in the direction of Malloy. The brilliant Clark beats her. Tries to find Sinclair at the top of the 18-yard area. Malloy back now. Left foot ball goes over the line. Good defence getting back. One of the goal scorers was Popovic, but still inside the attacking half and in possession in front of or near the coach's dugout for the Spring Hills team. 2-2, and we're in the 38th minute of the first half. It's been an action-packed first half and a very controversial equaliser a couple of minutes ago for the Preston Lions. Could have been nearly handball there. It's a high left foot clearing ball by Kalic of the Preston Lions team. He puts it over the sideline. She's got the right idea, wearing a long sleeve shirt. I'm not tonight, so I'm freezing. But anyway, it's Melbourne. I should know. Once more, possession over the sideline. Working hard, both teams. Toban wins possession inside the attacking half from that fairly ordinary throw from the Lions. Back now in the direction of Anderson. Anderson a centering ball now. Sarto, little pass at close quarters to Clark. Works her way to Sinclair. Worried out of it by a number of defenders. Popovic and Edwards involved in. Good turnover for the Lions. Down the left-hand side, Yamada does well. To Olsen. Two opponents around her. Tried to work her way through, couldn't. Well done, Stringfellow. Was right in her face then and just stuck a boot out and made sure that the Preston Lions have to start again as Spring Hills get their numbers back to support their goalkeeper, Ibrahim. Very unlucky before and having the ball taken out of her hands by Percy. And the ref did not disallow the goal. Here's Percy again. Brilliant every time she gets hold of it. Sets something up. Curling ball again. Ibrahim comes at it though. Got there first. She attacked it hard. She showed a lot of desire. Off the side of the boot. Headed down again. Goes back now. Here's Malloy. Here's Edwards. Back to Malloy. Back to Edwards. Through ball to Henderson, just got a little touch on that. Percy was held on to, no doubt about that. She couldn't get away. It was very clever by Henderson. She almost allowed her to get past her, and you could just see her boot just touch the ball to get it towards Percy, and then Percy was impeded as she was trying to work her way through the magic. Here's Massey, who's been pretty constructive so far tonight. Scored one goal so far this year. Sorry, the free kick Yeah, it is with Massey. There's a wall set up by Spring Hills. Takes the pace off it. Headed away, though, by Labno of Spring Hills. Down in the direction of her opponent, Falic, just outside the 18-yard area. Kalic, I should say. And she wasn't able to get much on that. Thanks to the Preston Lions girls and the coach for helping me out with the pronunciations and a bit of information on the girls tonight. Also, Tom and the crew at Spring Hills, always fantastic. Stringfellow's been good since going into the back line as a starting player a couple of weeks ago. Gets a little pass out, and then there's a player brought down who doesn't like the attention she receives. It's going to be a free kick. It'll go the way of Clark, who's the talented player, scored twice so far, and she'll always have a couple breathing down her neck, and she was brought to ground, I thought, quite unfairly, and the ref eventually blows the whistle and says, yeah, I agree with that, Dan. Free kick to go the way of the Spring Hills team and Darkich. We are in the 43rd minute. There might be a yellow card here, is there? Given to one of the players who've been mouthing off a bit. Ball goes down the right-hand side. Yamada gets a little header on there. Through ball. Stringfellow. Clark on it again. She scored 2 already. She lobs it up now. Murphy is caught, not goal side, unfortunately for her. With her is Datella doing a good job. And then she wins it. Does well. Datella gets it down in the direction of her teammate. Looking to charge away.
You got it.
Massey.
You got it.
The goal side of her is Tobarn. She turns her inside out cleverly with wonderful fancy footwork, Massey. Has a player running out, and now Henderson coming late too with Sardo, but she gets it down the right-hand side looking for Datella, but it's magnificently cleared by the Spring Hills defence. They find the sideline. Back to Henderson from the throw inside the 18-yard box, and then having a swing, but unfortunately she wasn't able to control her balance, and it's put over the sideline from that attempted shot by the Preston Lions. And that was Kalic again, who's been very good tonight. Might feature in the votes later on in the evening. There's a number of players certainly shining for both sides in this entertaining contest as we approach half-time. It's 2-2 for Senol, the Women's National Premier League competition, round 5. Here's Labno, down to Sato and to Clark. Clark magnificent, she's dominating. Sinclair was there, but well done Edwards to just get a boot on that. And put it back to the goalkeeper, Horrison. And a free kick to go the way of the Preston Lions. Gee, Clark's been magnificent tonight. We know Percy's been superb, but every touch he's had has turned to gold, including 2 goals. Malloy. Olsen. Malloy goes back because they've pushed up so far and protecting all the outlets right on the attacking half for the Royals of Spring Hills, and Edwards has it now. She goes long and high. Percy couldn't get there. Nice header coming across the bows. Darkich of Spring Hills. Back now to Olsen. Yamada now a through ball. Just getting a little hack on that was a clever Percy. A look away hack, but nothing on the end of it. And it is mopped up at the back by Ibrahim. We're into extra time now, or injury time. 1 minute it is. Slips down now to Stringfellow. Well done, Clark, again with her cleverness at ground level. Pass out wide. Anderson involved too. Ball comes back now. Sato there. Had a couple of opponents around her. Got a boot to ball. And then in the end it's taken over the sideline. Late by Yamada. But apparently Spring Hills had it last. Back into play. Loose ball. Hackback Toban of Spring Hills. Headed down again. Here's Clark, who scored twice, but well played, saving the day. Edwards right in front of her. Got to boot the ball and put it wide and put it out of the danger zone. Through ball again. Edwards is once more clearing nicely, doing a good job at the back generally. Olivia Edwards of Preston, Tasmanian born and bred, started her football journey in the seniors and juniors down there. And it's half time. Magnificent half of football. Not without its controversy either. It is 2-2 at half time. Margot Clark has scored twice for Spring Hills. After her first goal, there was a bad turnover with a throw, allowing Popovich to be on her own inside the 18-yard area, and she got it past Jenna Ibrahim. Then Margot Clark scored another magnificent goal, 2 from outside the 18-yard area. Superb. Hora Hooson couldn't do much more than she dived to the right side, which is the left side, and Clark was able to find a very, very small gap and put them both away in the back left-hand corner. And then there was the controversial one where the Lions lobbed the ball to Jenna Ibrahim, who looked like she had controlled it. Percy was onside inside the 10-yard box, and she seemed to knock it away from her.
Nice work, Charlotte.
And obviously Ibrahim was disappointed because it seemed like she made contact with her as she was trying to control it properly. I thought she had it controlled properly, and Percy, being so good at finishing off, was able to knock it in. And the ref, I thought, wasn't going to allow the goal, but did allow the goal. But anyway, controversy reigns supreme. I know Tom Markowski gets a bit annoyed with the refs at times. It'll be interesting to get his take on this at the end of the game, no matter what the result is. But an important game tonight for Preston, 10th on the ladder, searching for their second win of the season. For the Spring Hill side, well, they've been okay throughout most of the year, until last week, not able to finish off. But they've had their second most productive night so far, 6-1 last week, 2-2 tonight. So we've got a big second half coming up in the Senol NPL women's competition. It is, of course, round 5. Half-time here at Springside Recreation Reserve. It is the home team Spring Hills 2 and Preston Lions 2.
All right, there we go. Mike's out. Oh. Right, I've got to ring. I'm just going to ring him for a sec. Hopefully it's time for you to get that coat as well.
If you haven't, don't worry.
Just
Silly boy, I just thought I had one in there, and I just thought, oh shit, I don't.
it's well, you don't know what to wear every day. Hello, everything all right? All right. Yeah, we're at half time, so I'm going to change the battery now, so I'm just letting you know. No, I'll wait till you tell me.
You got it? Yes. There we go. All good. I better straighten up the shot. Crap shot. All right. Yes. Well, 70 will do. I'm not plugged in. I've got no mains power here, so I'm plugged into the power pack. Yeah. All right. Okay. It says 96 on it, which means it's draining. It's being drained by something. So, you know, it says it's on it. I can try. I can just unplug that and put it back in.
Come with Preston.
Better.
Emily!
I mean, 70 will get me through.
Shoes on! Now! You're not playing! Put them on! Put them on now! Put them on! Put them on!
Does it not use its own battery and then move on to the power pack? Oh, did it come in? Cool. All good. Right. I'll straighten up the shot. Nice one, bye. Fuck, that's why I don't have it so high, because I can't see them. I can't see the fucking
It's
bubble.
not great. Look, I don't quite know what to say to them. Is there any way we can...
I don't know.
I'll ask them at the end of today. I think I've got permission to do that. So I'll just say, look, you do a great job. We thank you very much. You've been magnificent.
Yeah.
We just... What do you need that's better for you?
So the problem for me
Yeah.
are these to put thermostats in the shop as well. So when they set that up
Right.
again, that could be to the side more.
What is that? Is that camera?
It scans the data apparently. It's not a camera, no. It's just scanning the movement.
Where would you
of the
like
player.
that?
Well, obviously it has to be inside the fence, I guess, for safety. So maybe. I'm sure last time it was further away. Yeah.
Okay.
If that's further away from the scaffold, it might be blocked by that.
And I'm sorry if I'm not moving back at times. I do
No, it's all
apologise
right.
for
It's
that.
all right. It's all right.
We're working pretty well together, aren't we?
We're doing good. We're
Yeah,
enjoying
no
it. Yeah. I like your commentary. It's got a bit of humour in it, which is good. But yeah. So, and I don't know if there's any way of them setting this up where you don't have these bits, where that you can't see these. Can these drop down? Because then I have to go really high, you see, and I can't see my spirit level to get the camera level.
So you're missing some things, are you?
Well, there, that's the shot. Look at that. That's the shot. That's not good.
Not brilliant, is it?
And then when I come down here, well, it's better now because it's worse that way. So it just needs to be better scaffolding, but I mean they probably can't do that. So they should just have a. I was at a ground in Altona last week, and they had a proper setup, permanently set up, power, you know. I guess I haven't got time to get that coat.
No, I won't go to one.
So, do you want a cup of tea? You'll have to have the
No,
cup
I'll be
been
all right, mate. I'll
drinking.
have a beer in a minute.
I'll bring 2 cups next time. Where do you live then? You don't live in Williamstown, do you?
I do, yes I do.
Right, oh,
I
that's
do.
a weird
I
coincidence.
live up the road from it.
That's a strange coincidence.
You know, Colorado Creek Road.
Yeah, well,
I live
yeah.
up the other end of that. You know where the
towards Altona or towards...
no, towards Willie.
Oh, we
know,
used to live on Castle Street.
Did you really? I know where Castle Street
Yeah,
is.
right,
Yeah, I know
okay.
very well.
Where are you then?
We're on we're Unit 4 number 60, Colorado Creek Road.
Oh, you're on Creek.
So we're right opposite the school.
I've got my lad's got a friend who's got a house on there as well. I can't remember the number. It's a grey, like a grey house. It's are you on the other side of the road from the school?
Yes, we are.
All right, you'll be nearly neighbours then, I reckon. You'll be very close to each other.
Not the McVees.
No, they're not. No, they're Turkish.
Ah, right.
What's the surname? It's something funny, but Bukiki or something like that. Oh, that's funny. Isn't that weird, though? Because, I mean, this is miles out.
It's not too far. It's easy.
That's the point. Yeah.
20 minutes.
Well, that's because you're an Aussie. This distance is my...
Yeah, well, that's true too, mate.
Nothing.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, we better
Right, we ready?
on. A bit of roll. Look at that, I don't see anything. Shit. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Welcome back. It's round 5 of the Senol NPL women's competition. It's round 5, and it's the second 2-all contest, a ripper. High-scoring game. Controversial goal late in the second half. I still think that Jenna Ibrahim was unfairly dealt with by Valentine Percy, the star striker of Preston, when I thought she had control of the ball after a Preston Lions player had lobbed it in. And she had control of it. I thought she got shoved by Percy, my vantage point of it, and it dropped out of Ibrahim's hands, and she put it in the back of the net. Margot Clark has scored twice for Spring Hills as well, and another goal to Popovich for the Lions has it locked at 2-all. So Yamada, who scored twice last year for Preston, has the ball inside the attacking half. Tried to get it down to Henderson. Wonder if she's doing any AFL matches as a goal umpires associate. A lot of AFLW games. Great to see a lot of women umpiring, whether it be goal umpiring, boundary umpiring or field umpiring at the elite level. High ball by Darkic, taken by Sinclair, who's brilliant. We know what she's like when she's on the ball, but she turns that over pretty poorly on that occasion. Getting in the road there was Kalic, but unfortunately she kicked it straight into Sinclair, who gets it wide again. Running out of room, trying to keep it alive there was the Spring Hills team, but it had gone over the byline, and it will be a goal kick for Horahusen. Little pass at close quarters to Edwards has been okay. Goes across the face now, right into the 10-yard box. It just dribbled away very, very slowly. Malloy goes down the line again. There's been a change at half-time. De Silva, who scored a goal in the second half last week for Spring Hills, has been inserted into the action. His Night. Spring Hills 1-0. Preston Lions 1-all. Spring Hills 2-1. The controversial goal on half-time to the Preston Lions team 2-all. They were 3-2, and now we've seen 2 goals scored in a couple of minutes to make it 4-3. They've got to go now. Massey had it turned over again at the back. Stringfellow couldn't control it. Massey's there again. They're winning a lot of the balls at ground level, Spring Hills, because there are more players involved. It's 2-on-1 a lot at the moment. Here's Massey getting a through ball now, trying to finish it off. They can't. At the back, good play. Darkage had it taken away by Olsen. She wanted more support to Silver. Did well to just throw a boot at it and put an opponent down, and then she lost control of the ball. She virtually stepped on it. Pass wide by Massey. Olsen again along the carpet, but it is mopped up at the back, vacuumed up at the back by Ibrahim. Stays 4-3. I think the medicos will be called out here. Percy getting her girls together. Got to win it again. It's been a really entertaining game. As both teams get together, they're in the middle of the pitch, as you can see on our camera, operated magnificently by Julian tonight, the man from Northern England, who's got more clothes on than me, except he's wearing shorts. I can't understand that. I haven't got a top on, but I'm wearing jeans. Anyway, we digress. So the Lions with Valentine Percy certainly issuing the instructions in the middle of the pitch, and down at their defensive goals, the Spring Hills girls are chatting, as there's going to be some injury time here. It just started to sag a bit in regard to keeping up at the pace, in my opinion, the Lions. Percy, Olsen and Massey have been important tonight. Yamada. We know that Malloy's had a great game down back. Edwards too. We haven't seen as many subs made by Preston as we have by Spring Hills, and Tom Markowski's used them cleverly. He actually had one at half time. De Silva on for Sato. And she did make an error, which allowed Percy to give her team the lead early in this half. But other than that, she's been pretty solid. Murakami is a good sub to have come on. We know Antonello with the pace scored one and nearly scored another. So that has helped Spring Hills. That's why they're in front 4-3. We have a bit of a break because of this injury timeout. The Preston Lions player, hopefully she's okay. I've got a feeling she's not. She's been helped up. And she looks to be in a bit of trouble. I think it's Massey will just confirm that. Her scored once this year, but hasn't got on the score sheet tonight. So 4-3. Great to have our major sponsors, Senol here. Springside Recreation Reserve for round 5. And a big result this for Preston if they could get a win tonight to make it 2 wins for the season. Got beaten 4-1, bad second half last week after being pretty good. I saw a lot of that first half last week, and gee, they monopolised possession. Their final third work let them down a bit, but they were the ones that were on the attack more often than Burundara, who were having to defend stoutly, and then sort of out of nowhere after Preston had scored a goal, they were able to equalise and then dominate the second half. So there may be a change Looney was a player actually that has come on and then looked to be injured, but she's going to be okay, I think. She's got some background with college football in America and also with West Brom and Coventry City. So she's going to be okay. High ball by Ibrahim. It's 4-3. Bouncing in front of Antonello. Probably could have hacked it. Here's Clark now trying to beat two opponents. With her there is Massey. Getting involved now. I really like the game of the girl wearing the long sleeves tonight, Popovich. And down now to Malloy. Been superb. Despite this high-scoring game, been a wonderful defender. Probably the best defender on the park for mine. Kalic involved and also Edwards. But a turnover again inside the attacking half for Murphy for Spring Hills. Under pressure, opponents around her. Dazzled them. Kept control of the ball. Goes back. Murakami, turnover. Sinclair, very busy again. Through ball. But at the back, Edwards just thrusts a right boot at it. Clears for the Preston team. Then headed away by Spring Hills just inside the defensive half. Ball's bobbling around. Sinclair wins possession. Gets past Clark. Here's Malloy. Back to Clark again. Bumps her out of it. Clever ball now. Finds Antonello. Through ball once more. Couldn't finish it off, Stringfellow. There's the high ball to Silver inside the attacking half now for Preston. She headed it backwards. Darkic helped her out as they beat Olsen 2-on-1 there. Antonello Ben Goodson's coming on. Gets the ball to Sinclair, who keeps it moving for Murphy. Murphy down the left-hand side, looking to come inside. Has two opponents to beat, beats one. Goes wide now to Stringfellow, but her pass had too much on it, unfortunately, for Antonello. She was a little bit slow then, Stringfellow. Can I use the great man's comment, the late great Dennis Cometti? A couple of opponents were creeping up on her like a librarian. Yes, I know it's old, but it's still one of the great lines of all time. Here's De Silva, hacking it inside the attacking half. Tobarn getting late, Murphy, and she's crunched her opposing goalkeeper in Horishan, a little bit like what happened with Gemma Ibrahim in the first half. She goes to ground, and again I thought maybe that should have been a free, but well done by Edwards to get back as the most defensive player on the park then for Preston and just stem the danger and stymie it and put it out of play. 4-3. We're in the 83rd minute. Stringfellow, little boot on it. Cleared by Kalic. Didn't get enough on it. Turned by Tobarn again. Massey wasn't able to control it. Stringfellow's been very good. Back to Sinclair. Olsen's with her. Got shoved off her, but still kept control of it to Darkic. Darkic in the middle of the park. Has to turn Malloy inside out. She does. Hacked down by Antonello. Here's Massey again. But the problem has been the ground balls. And Spring Hills have won more of those in this half. Trying to get a through ball in. Kalic has had a great night tonight. Here's Percy been just as good. Runs onto the ball now. And then had a Spring Hills opponent skid it through her legs to allow them to set up again in a defensive position as the Lions win possession. They're down 3-4. Massey's there again trying to win it. Under pressure, Clark got a hurried boot on it. The defenders are there as they're inside the attacking half now, having to attack hard here for the Preston team. There's a player that was hit in the face. They've had a couple of those tonight. Another player brought down. The ref let it go for Preston Lions. Cleared now. Murakami turned over at the back once more by Malloy. Kalic. Percy has to go back because they've pushed all their numbers deep, the Spring Hills team, and there's a player down who obviously suffered a falcon. The ref took a long time to stop the play. She wasn't getting up anytime soon, so we're going to have quite a few minutes at the end here of injury time, I would have thought. We're in the 85th minute. Senol NPL Women's Round 5 for season 2026. Bit of an upset if Preston can get the job done tonight against Spring Hills, but Spring Hills' record early in a season at home in their 2 years of being in the top flight, not great. Didn't have a win here until round 10 last year. And actually, they did not win any of their first 9 games. They had 4 draws. They've started a bit better so far this year. 4th going into tonight's fixture. 2 wins from 4 matches. It's very tight though. Here's Edwards. Burundara Carey, the clear leaders, undefeated with 4 wins. Here's Edwards. They always do start the season well. Malloy. Nice ball. Hacked away. On the half volley though by Labno. But interception inside the attacking half. Popovic, Kalic, down the right-hand side. The ball towards the top of the square. Percy, magnificent. As it skimmed off her head, it was a beautiful crossing ball that came in. And she showed all her class to try and sort of caress it on. But just couldn't get it accurately. It was a little bit off balance and it misses. But again, she was kept all on her own. There was no one on her in a dangerous area between the 18-yard penalty area and the 10-yard box. 4-3. So we approach the 87th minute. Ibrahim. Lobbing ball. Olsen. Headed down. Percy gets onto it again. Labno just tries to get it out of there. Nice little header. Yamada. Stringfellow's there. Coming the other way. But wasn't able to get boot to ball. There was Popovic. Stringfellow did well, but Malloy did even better to beat Clark. And that's no mean feat how well Clark's gone tonight. Malloy tried to get it through. Darkich couldn't. Goes after it again. Misses it. Clark a little ball. They're winning the one-on-ones at the moment. Spring Hills a lead 4-3. Antonello back to Toban. Toban a through ball. Mopped up at the back by Herahusen, who can reload again for the Preston Lions, who've had the lead but lost it with a couple of goals in succession to Spring Hills in this half after they scored the first goal of the second half. It was 2-2 at half-time. Malloy getting a little boot on it inside the defensive half. Turnover here by Sinclair. Turns Malloy inside out. Gets past Edwards. Goes wide again now. Trying to finish it off Anderson. Anderson shoots but was wide. Couldn't quite balance herself sufficiently on that left, but did pretty well to try and set something up. So it might have been Clark, I should say, who had that shot. Scored twice tonight. Anderson's got the socks down, doesn't she? Clark has them up, both blonde. And it's going to be a Preston ball inside the attacking half, but Labno just manages to get across with a nice little nodder. Gets it close to the line. Another header again. Taken out of midair. Clark looking to try and win it. Edwards with her as well. And then there's all defenders inside the defensive half to mop up at the back for Preston, who must go now. Clark was in Malloy's face, clever enough to slide it away from her to Popovic. Down the right-hand side, Kalic. Here's Percy again. Try to get a through ball, but well met at the back by the defenders to Spring Hills. They put it over the sideline and they save the day as we approach the 89th minute. It is Spring Hills 4 in a high-scoring game. Preston Lions 3. Margot Clark scoring a brace in the first half. Percy's also scored a brace tonight for Preston to give her 4 goals for the season. Margot Clark has 5. Now they're in possession, Preston. They're defending up right on the edge of the halfway line, and then they get a through ball, which they couldn't finish off accurately enough, and Ibrahim allows it to see over the byline. So Ibrahim with the ball. Spring Hills looking to win their first home game of the season. They lead 4-3. Edwards. Popovic. Backtracking but clearing nicely again. Malloy been outstanding. Percy tracks to her own advantage. Lovely ball out wide. She's a clever player. Love the game of Kalic tonight. Gets it to a teammate again in Yamada. Trying to run onto it was Massey and also Percy, but in the road, chipping in brilliantly. Sinclair down the left-hand side, but Malloy's back there again. Can't get it past oncoming traffic and opponents. Toban was there, and once more Edwards has to just try and get boot to ball, and she slices off the side and out of play. So we are into extra time now. It's just ticked over 90 minutes. It's 4-3. Haven't seen how much extra time there is. Edwards comes in. As they got it again, or they managed to enter it inside the attacking half. Spring Hills at the school end and scored the last 2 goals to get back the lead, which they had for a large portion of the first half. And then they were down 3-2 and now they're up 4-3. Probably had a bit more run in their legs since they made those substitutions in the first 20 minutes or so of this half. Murphy shooting Stringfellow, and that was a bit ambitious and off the side of the boot, sailing way past the goals and over the fence. But I've liked her game as well, been very industrious. Izzy Stringfellow. Here's Horahuson, one last chance maybe, arriving. O'Looney couldn't get boot to ball. Malloy's there again for her side, Preston. Antonello, good little ball, Toban. Stringfellow, Clark. Has Malloy with it. Slides wide now, Antonello there. Yamada coming across the path. Antonello kept her feet. Oh, it goes across the face again after Yamada slipped over. Taken by Clark and kicks into bodies. We've had another Falcon tonight. Did she kick that hard? Maybe looking to finish it off. Margot Clark. Malloy, though, tough as old boots, gets up and is ready to go again as the ball's inside the 18-yard area. Spring Hills deep into attack and holding their own nicely here. Kalich, Percy, did she nearly have some handball? Through ball again, but headed at the back by Labno, has been solid as usual. Down to the bootlaces. Murakami does well. Stringfellow running hard inside the attacking half, looking for players, but they're all got white shirts. Gets it towards the top of the 18-yard area. Sinclair there brought Edwards down. It was a fair contest. Edwards, though, picks up a free kick in the closing stages of this game as we're now in the 3rd minute of injury time. 4-3 Spring Hills leading Preston Lions at the moment. Been a really good game, though. So let's see what happens here. Horahuson straight down the middle, trying to get a header. Massey misses it. Clark wins it again, looks for a through ball. Yamada, though, was in the road. She intercepted, gets it for the Lions. Nice little backhill cleverly by Percy, overrunning it. Olsen cleared at the back again. Good defence, Murakami. Been good in the defensive role since coming on for Spring Hills. But Massey wins it at ground level at halfway for Preston. Back now to Malloy, and Malloy brilliant tonight on her own. Another searching run. She'll go deep with the ball to the 18-yard area. Attacking it hard is Percy. Couldn't really control the header. Wanted to go forward, go sideways. And now Spring Hills have it again in the closing stages. The ball stays alive as it travels down that left-hand side. Leaving her goal line by about 25 metres is Horahuson, and she sinks the right slipper into it. But again, winning the ball at ground level is Stringfellow of Spring Hills. Down to Clark, one of the best players on the park, opposed to another one, Malloy. Clark looking to take her on. Heads out to the left-hand side. Pushed off it by Malloy. Did very, very well to defend hard and push her wide in between the byline and the sideline where they meet. And we're in the 5th minute of injury time. It is Spring Hills 4, Preston Lions 3. Great contest. And this would be a big result for Spring Hills. Would keep them inside the top 4. put a bit more pressure on Preston Lions, who played some very good football tonight. Both teams have produced some defensive errors, but I just think maybe the substitutions in the second half by the home team Spring Hills at crucial times, especially early in the half, have helped them. Stringfellow attacks it as it came in her direction, just inside the attacking half for the Spring Hills team. And they've got the ball again. On the left side. Cleared at the back again by Preston. Through ball. Well played by Kalich. Olsen tried to knock it onto Yamada, but was it maybe a little bit lackadaisical in doing that as the whistle sounds and Spring Hills get a great result. A magnificent game of football. Wonderful to watch the Senol Women's NPL competition round 5. And did it turn all night? Parry and thrust. Momentum swings right throughout the entire occasion. Great game of football. Spring Hills scored first through Margot Clark. And then a poor mistake in their defensive area allowed Popovich all on her own to convert to make it 1-1. Clark again beat the field to score another great goal outside the 18-yard area. 2 brilliant goals. A brace for Margot Clark to make it 2-1 for Spring Hills. And then an extraordinary moment in the game. I still can't see how it's been scored a goal, but the ref knows more than I do. When there was a lobbing ball that came towards the goal line from Preston just before half-time, I thought Gemma Ibrahim had controlled it. She seemed to be connected with by Valentine Percy. She lost control of the ball and Percy put it into the back of the net and it was deemed a goal. 2-2 at half-time. A poor defensive clearance by De Silva had come on at half-time for Spring Hills, allowed Percy to be on her own to convert to make it 3-2. And then with all the substitutions occurring, Antonello scored a goal and nearly scored another one with a great run down the right-hand side, but was just a little bit off target. And then they finished it off with the final goal of the match to make it a magnificent victory of 4-3. They scored 2 in a couple of minutes. And again, the defence of the Preston Lions, which was pretty good throughout most of the night, just a little bit disorganised. Mind you, Spring Hills certainly had their moments as well. So a big win, 3rd win of the season for Spring Hills, and they stay inside the top 4. They found a way. They look like they're going to lose the game. Well done by the Preston Lions after a sluggish start to get back in it. They hit the front, had it for quite a while in the second half before the last 2 goals to Spring Hills, who end up winning the game 4-3. Got to pick my 3, 2 and 1. Never an easy feat, particularly in a high standard game like this. I'm going to give 1 vote, and I thought she was terrific with her ability to set things up when playing in the forward line. We know how classy she is. She's brilliant with the ball at her feet. She's also a wonderful finisher. She scored 10 times last year. She scored again tonight. And she scored 4 for the season with a brace tonight. Valentine Percy of Preston Lions gets the 1 vote. 2 votes going to go to a teammate who was terrific in defence. She just constantly kept her team in it early when they were in a little bit of trouble. And it was a fantastic performance by Malloy, who played centre-back brilliantly. And if she wasn't there, maybe they lose by a bit more. But she played a magnificent game right throughout the whole night. And even when they looked tired, she was one that still had some run on her legs to be able to try and set things up at the back. A magnificent performance by Malloy, getting 2 votes. And the 3 votes, well, she set it up early. She's been a very good inclusion for this Spring Hill side from America, one of 3 Americans in there. She scored a brace. She scored 5 goals for the season. She might have drifted out of a little bit in the second half, as no doubt the Lions paid even more attention than they had in the first half on her. But she scored twice and she set another couple of goals up. She was absolutely magnificent. So Margot Clark gets the 3 votes. So a terrific game of football. She, of course, plays for Spring Hills. They're delighted. They have a win at home for the first time this season. Tom Markowski, the coach, will be happy with me because he says I am a bad luck charm when it comes to matches here at Spring Hills. But for Chanel, a magnificent game of football. Round 5 of the NPL women's competition. Spring Hills 4,
And unlucky, but certainly gallant, Preston Lions 3. Thanks to Julian for all his hard work, and we will catch you again very soon.